Hello and welcome to Crits and Coffee. I'm Barely Caffeinated. And welcome to Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk. Before we do a quick little recap, I'm going to introduce my wonderful players. Let's go backwards today. First up in the opposite order, we have Bumbleskum.
I'm going to keep this PG-13, but I had a really fun joke otherwise. Just that everyone should know so they can wonder and make it up in their own heads. Yo, it's your boy Bumbleskum. I'm playing Shadow, the mystery man. It's like a chimney sweet mummy looking dude who punch and is kind of just a good. He's straight up thugging. He looks like you'd hire him as a goon.
Hiring as a goon, we got Kyle next.
Backwards like the cake we're facing right now. Hey, my name's Kyle. I'm playing Amaris, the tiefling sorcerer. Don't look me up.
I've got nothing else clever to say. It's Dr. Phage.
All right, Dr. Phage or Adam. You can find me on Twitter at Little Growth. I got links and stuff to things I'm in. Energy tonight is wild to start with, but I'm playing Mal, the Tiefling Monk.
Hello, it's BakaZombie. Tonight I'll be playing Faenya, the Centaur Druid. Nobody plugged anything except for Adam, so you can find me on Twitter where you can see links to all the shows I'm in, including on Swindler's Den, Interdimensional Library, and here. I'm also uploading on my own YouTube channel again and streaming on Twitch, so you can find those links on my Twitter as well, at Zombie Baka.
Bumbleskum, do you want to plug the IDL real quick?
Oh, he just did.
Oh, did he? I must have missed that. Wow. Last time our party had encountered Glassstaff, revealing him as Iarno Albrecht, and had quite a kerfuffle with him, along with some of his comrades. I'm trying to really be careful on what I'm saying now. And then our party decided to go south in the Red Brand hideout. And upon entering the southern westmost door, they found a goblin with his head under the bed and his butt sticking out. And he said, "Please don't hurt me."
Unfortunately, Mal was first into this room, so I have to deal with it to start with. I just kind of ignore the goblin to start with. I'm going to take a step in just to make sure that nothing else is happening here. I can't move. The game is
Oh,
paused.
sorry. I always forget about that.
Again, trying to do a once over if there's any maybe secret rooms, but I'll also call back to the rest of the crew and say, there's a goblin hiding in here. I think it's fine.
In terms of things in this room, there's nothing of note.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a barrack room. You got the beds and a goblin. That's it.
Amaris is gonna walk in, see the goblin. Oh, that's rather unfortunate. Walks out.
No one wants to talk to this goblin. I'll engage with the goblin.
I'm
What,
not
did you say
talking
you're
to
engaged to the goblin now?
Mal will say to the goblin, Are you all right? Are you what's this situation? What's happening here? We're not going to hurt you. Hopefully.
The goblin kind of exits the bed, stands up and looks at you, and faints.
I don't Mal just looks at everyone else. He just fainted. Should we take him with us?
Be careful, he might spread blight like the others.
Yeah, look him up and down for me. See if he's got any of that blight on him. See if Fanya's got a point there or not. If he's
I'll
got it,
check
we should
out-
probably just kill him, right?
I don't know. It's mostly spread through plants, and then organisms get it. But maybe he might know something about it if this man doesn't.
Okay. I'll give a goblin a brief look over. To see if there's any easily visible signs of blight on him.
Yeah, easily enough. There is 0 blight on him.
Oh, then who gives a shit?
Do we think it's safe just to leave him here?
Are we gonna, as Amaris slowly brings a dagger into view?
I mean, he didn't attack us, and he was saying don't hurt me, so I don't think he's aggressive towards us. I'm just making assumptions.
Well, the problem is he's probably too much of a coward, right? He's probably just gonna do whatever someone tells him to do. So it doesn't really matter. He's gonna run home, and then someone else is gonna tell him what to do, and he's gonna be a problem again, I'm sure.
Well, they weren't really a problem when faced with a problem.
Well, to be fair, we avoided these guys, and then went straight for a completely different fight, right? So, I mean, he probably didn't have to deal with it, right? It's just if he goes home and whatever goblins. I'm assuming the goblins that ambushed us are all part of this, right? And he's probably also part of it. Then, well, what's gonna happen is he's gonna go back, and then he's gonna be part of a future ambush or something like that because he's a bit of a coward here. Too easily, a lot of these weaker ones are too easily swayed because out of fear. So, I'm just saying he's probably. I don't care either way. He's not a problem to me in this moment. So, and if he becomes a problem, well, I'll just strangle him to death. But that's up to you all if you want to deal with him later or not.
I will also say that Mal, you noticed when you kind of briefly looked over him that he has bruises everywhere.
There was a jail in town, you had said, at the town master's place, or somewhere in town. Okay, I'll grab one of the blankets off the bed and just like wrap/tie up this tiny goblin in it, since my rope is on Glassstaff, and then just like pick him up. I mean, he's a little goblin, so just like over my shoulder. I'm like, okay, let's keep checking things out.
All right. And at this point, I think you guys have explored just about everywhere. If there's any other place that you want to go, you can still find some things if you'd like, but I think you've been in every room at least.
Well, I mean, I think based off of what Shadow said in the past, I mean, coming back here, the main reason is to find clues to where this castle is. But if we got the head honcho, he's gonna have everything for us. I don't know what could be of value to us, at least in the upper floors or anything like that.
Yeah, because there's the upper floors of this are basically a ruin, right? Like it's really only the basement.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, there's like a bunch of books that we could spend a ton of time looking through, but I think for right now, we got Glassstaff, we got this pathetic goblin. Yeah, let's just get out.
Okay. So you guys head back to This is the map. You head back outside into Phandalin. And what do you do from here?
Oh, it's pretty early in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say at
Pretty
this
early in the
point,
day.
probably around 11 a.m. or so. I believe it was early in the morning when, or no, you guys came back and took a short rest. So it's probably early afternoon at this point.
Yeah,
Like 1 to
because we had
2.
to wait for Amaris to wake up naturally because we were out of healing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I assume we just... I don't know what you guys are gonna do with the goblin. But I assume we take Glassstaff to his friend for questioning.
I mean, yeah, I think we'd take both of them to the jail. And then if they can decide what to do with the goblin, I feel like that's not really our position if he surrendered, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so take
We
them
also
have
to
We
the
also have
jail
to
cells?
pay attention to. We should at least be a little bit wary because I think we only dealt with. You guys only dealt with the one doppelganger, right?
Mhm.
So there's potentially 1+ doppelganger still out there, so we have to be a little bit concerned about who we're trusting. But
Yeah.
What if the goblin we're carrying is a doppelganger?
We can play that game all night long.
What if I'm a
Um,
doppelganger?
Yeah, I mean, it may not be, depending on what they decide to do with Glassstaff at least, it may not be a bad idea for one of us to stay on watch, like, as they're overnight, or, like,
In
as
the
we're
jail?
figuring things out. Yeah, because, I mean, like, Shadow was taken to the jail, or, like, went there and then was captured / replaced, so that's at least one place where they've operated out of, so then hopefully we can prevent that.
It's a good
Something to think about.
idea. It's
I would
just
like
I
to
don't
ask-
like having a person separated from the group.
I was gonna say I would like to ask questions about the blight to this man, but I wouldn't want to stay alone because then what if I'm taken and they become me?
Good point. Okay, we'll figure something out.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can just take him to jail now and question him now.
Yeah, I think heading into town to both go to the jail and collect Sildar, however that works, kind of on the pathway.
Okay.
well, I'm carrying Glassstaff, and whoever's carrying, we can just do it in twos, right? So like, if we
Yeah.
think Sildar's not going to be at the mayor or the wherever the jail is, Mal and I can go deliver the prisoners and make sure they're put in their place while Amaris and Faenya could collect the people we need.
Yeah. Do you have any spell slots?
No.
Me neither. I can make one. I can make one. Okay, we'll go with that. We will separate for now in the search for Sildar.
Yeah. So at least if we're in twos, it's not so.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like,
Shadow
right.
and Mal are heading to the Town Master's Hall.
Mhm.
And the
And
other
I guess
two-
me and Faenya are going to the tavern where Sildar frequents.
Mm-hmm.
We will start with Mal and Shadow then. So you guys approach the Town Master's Hall. And inside you see that Sildar has put the Town Master behind bars.
Mm. Oh, finally something goes right around this place.
Oh, Shadow. Welcome back. I see you, and he kind of looks at you. I'm assuming you're carrying Glassstaff's
Yeah.
feet out, so he doesn't quite
Yeah,
see
he's
it.
like fireman carrying, or like over his shoulder.
What do you... Who's that?
Oh, it's just glass staff.
Glass staff.
Who we're also pretty sure this is Yarno. We found documents in his office, and I think we also asked him if that was him, and he said yes.
That... Set him down. Let me see.
I'll set him down, but I still have my arm around, like in a chokehold.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Yeah, as you set him down, you can see Sildar's face turn pale. How could this be? How could he betray the order like this?
I don't remember which one he said, but it was either money or power. If I had to guess. I forget which one he was yapping about.
Yeah, he did have. I'll show Sildar the. Well, if I have it, I don't know if we said who exactly picked it up. The letter from the Black Spider that was written to Glassstaff. I don't have the exact details, but I know it mentioned that Yarno was supposed to be looking out for us, or like people that Gundren was bringing in as part of this situation.
Yeah, so just for a reminder, the letter essentially said, my spies in Neverwinter tell me that strangers are due to arrive in Phandalin. They could be working for the dwarves. Capture them if you can, kill them if you must, but don't allow them to upset our plans. See that any dwarven maps and their possessions are delivered to me with haste. Well, we should put him behind bars for the time being. I believe there's an open cell right there. And as you can see, the townmaster is behind bars as well. I'll be taking his place as mayor until more help can arrive.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense. I think we both can agree that refresh my memory. After I knocked out Amaris, Sildar went back to town.
Yes. Yeah.
He went back to town with us, and then we had the period of time.
Oh,
where we
okay.
were
I think
waiting
I
for
forgot that
Amaris
there
to
was.
wake up.
I forgot that we had that back. Okay. Apparently I just lost all that memory between me knocking Amaris out and us going into the basement.
I mean, not a ton happened, but
yeah. Okay.
I'm the one that got knocked out, not you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I mean, it makes sense finally. Someone who can actually run this town probably better deserves it, because this guy is gonna run it all straight to the ground. Or has run it straight to the ground.
Yeah, I have no idea why he would do something like this. We should definitely interrogate him when he wakes up.
You were business associates with Gundren Partners. I forget what your exact.
Oh, Gundren was an old friend of mine. We went way back, and I owed him a couple of favors, and that's why I was going to help him escort things to Phandalin.
Do you know what he was looking for here? Or like why he was bringing supplies here?
You know, Gundren can be a little wishy-washy with the details sometimes. But he said it would help pay for my retirement.
Okay. I'll dump the goblin in the cell with Yarno. He's just like, we found a goblin in the manor. A couple of the red brands got away, but maybe the goblin knows some things as well, or at least isn't running amok as well.
All right, well, I'll be sure to stand guard with Fred here. And you see the red brand that you guys had locked in the shed. No longer wearing the red cloak. But he is there, standing guard, sword and shield.
So what's I think like the recognition like takes a second, and then he just like points. So what's Shed Boy doing here?
Oh, Fred, he's decided to turn over a new leaf.
Uh-huh. Is that true, Fred?
Yeah. You spared my life, and I never wanted to do the things that last staff told us to do.
Oh, you know what? I think this actually makes a little bit of a convenience for me. So what happened last night, Fred? If I recall, you were being let out of the cell by both Sildar and the townmaster before everything went a bit hazy. Could you fill in my memory a bit for me?
Well, you two left. I went to the tavern to do some thinking, and I returned here in the morning.
Yeah, because if I recall, I never left. I kind of went absent, so I feel like I'm gonna do an insight at least.
Sorry, I think I'm confused. So
So he was letting
night-
out the red brand.
Yeah.
They were letting out the red brand, and you told me from the doppelganger thing that that's like kind of like where I lost consciousness was in there.
All I'm saying is I would have been fooled.
So the red brand was also in a cell when you were locked up.
You said they were letting him out when I got there. Shed Boy was being let out because he was already locked up, and then when I was reporting to them before the doppelganger got me, you said they were letting him out.
Okay, then they let
So
him
if that
out.
wasn't really an important detail, then I could
Yeah.
ignore
You
it.
can easily
I was trying
retcon
to-
things.
No, I mean they could have let him out. I think I'm mixing things together, but yeah, they let him out.
Okay, so I'm still gonna do the insight, so I can. Yeah, so I got a 19 on insight on this guy.
You can tell he's being truthful.
Okay, he's got nothing to say about because he just left.
Is it possible for me to just like step outside and still keep everyone within eyesight? Like, is the door outside within eye line of everyone in this room?
Not quite. You could probably see Sildar. So like if you're looking in through the door, there's an office first, and then behind the office there's like the entrance to the jail cells and stuff. And then off to the right side is where there are more jail cells, which is where the others are locked up.
Okay. That's enough for me. I'm going to say to Shadow, hopefully I'll be able to get Amaris and Faenya here soon. I'm essentially going to walk just outside the door, because this town isn't very big. Cast Thaumaturgy on myself to make my voice 3 times as loud, and just absolutely bellow, Amaris! Faenya! To get them to start moving towards us.
Roll me perception checks.
What'd you get, Morris?
Girl, what'd you get?
Girl, what'd you get?
What'd you get, girl?
Girl, you can't have rolled worse than me.
Yeah, I mean, mine's not a bad roll. 13.
I rolled a natural 1 for a 5.
Okay, so Amaris, you can hear.
Girl, you hear that? You hear something?
What?
Has Amaris been to the jail? Town hall? She hasn't.
I don't think so. But I mean, you
Yeah.
could at minimum figure out what direction the voice might be
Yeah.
coming from.
Yeah.
Faenya, I just heard Mal call.
Are you sure?
Girl, don't do that. There's doppelgangers. You want? Hold on. I'm gonna, without even looking at her reaction, I'm gonna hold Fenya's hand, so we don't get separated. I think it was this way, and I'll run, jog. I know Fenya's faster than me.
I mean, Fenya's not running; she's confused, but she
Oh, okay.
follows you, so it's slow.
She'll do that. She'll do that jog while holding.
Like jogging while Fenya's walking slowly behind you.
Okay, and after a few moments, Mal, you see Faenya and Amaris jog, walking towards you.
Sildar's
him?
here.
Is that him? Is that him? Is that him? She's asking Faenya.
It looks like him.
Mal's gonna hear. Are you him? Hello. Hello.
Yes, I'm me.
Oh yeah.
But also, there's better questions to ask because if
What-
I was a
what's my
doppelganger,
job? What did I used to be?
You were a baker.
Okay. The apron gave it away, didn't it?
No, I visited your bakery in El Terrell.
The pin on my bag said El Terrell.
We got doppelganger brain rot.
There's a little pin that says "I heart El Terrell," just like for New York.
Which reminds me, I need to visit a souvenir shop here. She'll go up there. She'll go up there. She trusts this Mel.
But it is really difficult when all the questions you're asking them were info you put on your business card.
You're just like dropping as breadcrumbs wherever we walk.
But yeah, me and Faenya go up to this Mal parentheses question mark close parentheses.
Yeah, I mean, Sildar's here. He's declared himself the new town master and locked up the old one. But we were starting to talk about important things, so I figured it was easier to get you here, and then we don't have to like re-explain it. Like,
For what reason?
Isn't that a coup?
incompetency is what it sounded like. I don't fully agree, but like,
You can just do that.
if you have enough power, you can do basically anything.
And the Sildar has enough power?
He has more power than the old town master, but he didn't have much, so pretty easy, honestly.
Okay.
Are we sure that's Sildar?
Question mark.
Amaris, are you alright?
I don't want to get knocked out again.
Oh no, your voice was.
That was a really
I wasn't
hard
sure if you were
punch.
sick or something.
It hurt. It felt like I got ran
No,
over.
I understand that, but your voice just sounded different. I didn't know if you were sick.
Look, I got punched. It's fine. My vocal cords will come back.
I knocked an octave out of her.
I'll motion everyone to rejoin.
Yeah.
Shadow and Sildar.
Yeah, you join them.
I wanted to get them here because I wanted to ask Sildar, do you read Dwarvish? Did you think I was going to ask if he could just read and just stop there?
That's a good question.
Do you read? I gotta say, I've been loving my copy of How to Win the Time War, and I just need to find someone else who can knows this too.
I got a question. Do you read? Can you read?
No, I unfortunately do not read Dwarvish.
We haven't seen any dwarves in this town, have we?
I mean, it's a long shot, but it's a possibility. But the goblin's right there.
I'd like to ask someone a bit more trustworthy than the goblin we found in the bandits' hideout.
Mal, make me a history check.
Nine.
Nothing.
Sorry.
Wasn't the tavern owner or the bar person dwarven?
Yes, it was a dwarven woman.
Yeah. So I was initially going to ask her about Nundro when I got there, but we instead got hassled by red brands.
I couldn't remember if that was an actual thing or a change that was made in the other game, version of this game I played.
Oh, where Shed Boy was. Okay.
No, the inn we're staying at, not the inn that we killed a bunch of people in.
Oh.
Wait, where
bar. I
the
don't know if the other
dwarven
one
woman
was
is?
Yeah.
The dwarven woman was at the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
the
was
one
at
was
the
at the red brand one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because I remember someone has to
Toblin
roll
is the other
perception
one.
and someone
Yeah.
was scared. It was the Dwarven chick.
Cool. Okay. We found a book written in Dwarvish. The letter is talking about Dwarvish maps. He had a bunch of other books in the basement. Depending on how forthcoming he is, we may be able to piece together what they were doing here. But I don't speak Dwarvish.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Elsa over at the bar, she may be able to read it. If I remember correctly, I think Iarno could read Dwarvish as well.
I assume that was obvious because he's the one who had the dwarvish book. Speaking of which, do you mind if I orchestrate how we do the interrogation, or usually these things go a particular way, and so I just thought it might be easier if I start setting it up.
Well, according to the order, he does need to stand a fair trial at Neverwinter. So, just don't kill him.
All right, so I start prepping. I look for like a chair. I look for rope. I look for a lot. Is there like spare paper, like old posters or old newspapers or something like that?
I'd say there's some spare paper around. Yeah.
Okay, because I assume it's the town master hall. He probably has a little bit more like administrative stuff, and maybe I'll yell at the town master to tell me where things are. So I start setting up like a bucket of like paper mache type scenario.
Okay.
So I get the chair, I get like these ropes, I get this paper mache going. You guys can do what you do. I'm in this meantime, Shadow's prepping for the interrogation.
I think being very confused as to what Shadow's doing. Mal's gonna go in the other room that has a desk, since he doesn't have anything to say to Sildar right now, and go through like all of the loot that he picked up and see like actually get an accounting of it, because some of it was just like an unspecified amount that I just kind of scooped into a bag. So going through and seeing how much of everything we actually have, because there are a couple things in my notes that I don't have amounts for.
Yeah, so from Glassstaff, you should
Yeah, I have. The only numbers I'm missing are the gold, silver, and gems from the chest in the like Nothic trench.
Oh,
Otherwise,
okay.
I got a map for everything else. I mean, there's a couple potions. I don't know what they do, but if I get to that, I get to that.
Okay. The chest had 120 gold, 160 silver, 5 malachite gems, a potion of healing. You would know that pretty easily. And then 2 other potions.
Yeah, I have a brown one and then just a mystery one, which less concerned about in the moment, but just like going through and doing all of the like counting and accounting of.
Okay. So Shadow, you get your area all set up and Glassstaff re-tied up to the chair, or are you tying
Yeah,
him
so
up?
I'm tying him up to a chair, and I am tying him up with his hands out. And what I'm doing is I am paper macheing his hands until you can only see the fingertips.
Okay.
So there is 0 chance he can manipulate his hands in any possible way as a mage. And so I can guarantee he hasn't like clawed out the inside. So I can see, so his hands are basically bound up in paper mache, and I can see the fingertips.
Okay.
And that they're out and available, so like he can see his hands, and that we can see his hands. But otherwise, he's tied up to this chair completely.
Okay.
Legs to the legs, body to the body, arms like kind of like this.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I would have been in the room. Al was going through treasure and just watching.
Knocked my headset out.
Yeah, I'd be adding my
Oh.
treasure to the pile also.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I think the only treasure that Amaris has that I haven't accounted for is the 50 gold from Glassstaff's bag. Otherwise, I think everything else we've split up already.
Mm-hmm.
Did we? I found stuff from Yarno's chest.
Did you?
Yeah, I wrote that down. Like we have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anything that we got in the like alchemy rooms, I was writing down as well. So I got.
Okay.
But yeah, like just accounting and like taking stock of everything that we've gathered in there.
Okay. And after 2 hours of trading your trick-or-treat candy with each other, Glassstaff begins to regain consciousness and wake up. And you can kind of see he's still just a little drowsy, but his eyes are opening.
Also, so another thing, I want Shed Boy Fred to be to the left of Yarno.
Okay.
I would like to have, I would say, I'd be like, all right, Amaris, I'm thinking maybe you should be the one to start asking him questions. I'll stand behind you menacingly to help give you advantage on your rolls so he feels intimidated. Otherwise, I have a plan of action if he starts to act up any.
Do you have a script? A list of questions?
Start. You want to ask him about the castle. Ask him about the dwarvish books. Ask him about the doppelgangers. Ask him what happened to Nundro also, the missing third brother. And you're gonna want to basically start questioning him on what it is that possibly Gundren was bringing us out here for. And also who these spider people are.
and ask him about what the blight is and how he's still alive with it in him, and how he got it and how they're spreading it and how to stop it. Thank you.
Spread. Stop. And did you say start?
What it is, how he's
Oh.
still alive while having it.
What it is. How alive.
Did you have anything else, Mal, that we didn't cover?
I think that was everything. Yeah.
Amaris is gonna take off her apron, put her hair up in a ponytail, cuff up her sleeves.
Yeah, that's all I got.
And then, is there another chair in the room?
Yeah.
She's gonna walk on in, drag that chair behind her, and she's gonna do that weird, cool, like sitting backwards on the chair thing in front of Glassstaff. So, we brought you in today for some questioning. Would you like me to call you Yarno or Glassstaff?
Either is fine, but you'll get no answers of me until I receive my fair trial at Neverwinter.
You see, this will decide whether or not you get that fair trial. So
Roll.
please. Oh. I mean, I'll roll, but let me think of what I'm going to say. What's the word? Oh, so please cooperate with us. And we will cooperate with you. That is... Was it perception, deception? Which one do you want?
Intimidation.
Oh, perception. What the
Persuasion.
Can I give him advantage by
Sure, yeah.
being
I
menacing?
mean, go ahead. I mean, those just to roll to see if I got another one. That's a nat 20 for a 24.
Alright, fine. Tell you everything you need to know.
Music to my ears. Okay. First, let's talk about where the castle is. Can I magically just say she has a map?
Yeah, or there's a map in the room. I mean...
Okay, yeah. Is she able to take it off? Yeah, she can take it off. She'll use a mage hand to grab the map. And she'll stand up and hold it up with her mage hand. Could you point with your hand or with your eyes where the castle is?
I'm sorry, I don't know where the castle is. The bugbears, they kept it to themselves.
I'll insight. That is a 19.
He's telling the truth.
This is making your fair trial at Neverwinter very, very bleak, my friend. Now, do you know anything about the doppelgangers running amok?
I know that they're working in cahoots with the Black Spider.
The Black Spider? What are they?
The Black Spider is a drow woman. She came to me assisting with alchemicals that I can't receive here on the surface.
Do you know why they're working in cahoots?
I I don't know for certain, but if it's anything like me, then maybe she promised them something.
And what were these? He was receiving alchemical materials?
Yeah, ingredients.
Okay. And what were you? What ingredients were you getting? What were you making with those? Was it the invisibility potion that we saw?
That was one of them, yes.
There's more.
Things that you can't receive up here. Where is it? Mercury from the Underdark. Dragon bile. And nightshade. Which again can only be found in the Underdark.
And what are you cooking up with these?
Oh. I was trying to learn how to create my own potions of invisibility. As well as some poisons.
Let's move on to a different topic. Does Nundro sound familiar to you?
Nundro doesn't ring a bell.
What about Gundren?
I know Gundren was also trying to find the forge.
Do you know for certain if Gundren is at the castle?
That's where they were taking him last time, trying to get more information from him about the forge.
I'll insight check that one.
Okay.
14.
Yeah.
Should we show him the book? No? Okay. And now, the blights. Do you know what the blight is?
I know that the Black Spider has brought this blight up from the Underdark. Some creatures...
Any reason why?
I don't know exactly why, but some creatures can use it to empower themselves. Some, it'll turn them mad.
Is that what you tried to do? Is that why there's blight in you?
She gifted this to me, this power.
Is she making like champions? What the heck? My friend here believes that if you're afflicted with blight, you will soon be dead. Is there a reason why you're still alive?
Some people's minds, it doesn't take over. I was one of the lucky ones.
Okay. Would you know of a way to stop the blight?
fully certain of, in my studies, a powerful restoration is needed to remove this blight.
I'll look back to Shadow, and he'll hear inside his head. Is there anything else you'd like me to tell them or ask?
Ask if he knows anything about the goblins that ambushed us. I know we had marked a bit of a place for where we thought they might have been coming from, or when we arriving in town. But if he doesn't know where the castle is, those goblins might. See if he has any clear direction of what's going on there.
Turn back. So, goblins. Are they working with or for you guys?
And for the black spider.
Why does that one have bruises?
I'm not sure.
Do you think the goblins would know where the castle is?
Possibly, depending on what goblins you find. There's different clans of goblins. You're looking specifically for the Cragmaw goblins.
Correct. That's it, right? I asked everything.
I think so.
Okay. And my final question. She'll yoink this out of the shadows behind her.
Ah!
Well, what does this staff do? She's holding his staff.
My staff is a staff of defense. It allows your...
I know you told me what the staff does. I just forgot.
It allows more of your mana to shield you, protect you from harm. If you promise to let me go, I'll tell you more about the forge.
Inciting. Oh, that's a 5.
What exactly are you trying to incite? On what?
If he'll tell us more.
Okay.
You won't run? We'll just catch you.
I give a nod to Shed Boy Fred. Earlier, I told him that when I give him a nod, he is to punch his old boss in the face.
Okay, he'll punch his old boss. That'll definitely hit.
So you do know about the forge then, and you can tell us about it.
Yeah, Fred punches him in the mouth and blood flies across the floor. I know a little bit about the forge. I don't know where it is, but I know why they're looking for it.
Yeah, now if I recall this little meeting here, isn't about whether or not we let you go. It's about whether or not you get your fair trial in Neverwinter, isn't it?
Well, I am due a fair trial regardless. If you kill me, the entire Lord's Alliance may come after you.
Oh, who said anything about us killing you? It seems as though some of your employees are getting a bit rowdy and they just want to do a bit of a revenge for unfair conditions. I'm like nodding to the former Red Brand, who's the one laying his hands on him.
He's kind of like shaking his hand after punching him and then gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah. But don't worry. If something happens with him, we'll make sure he gets his fair trial. So about that forge.
Roll me an intimidation with advantage.
Damn. I was gonna say Mars is behind him cracking her knuckle.
I only got a 20. So I only have a +2. Because it's charisma based.
Fine, I just want a fair trial. The forge. It's the forge of spells. It was used by dwarves and gnomes in the old days. Used to create powerful magic items. But nobody knows why they shut the forge down in the first place. Your Gundren is probably seeking out this forge as well.
He did say there was treasure. That might have been it.
Mal leans over to Faenya and is like, he wanted to be released with that shitty little bit of information? He thought that was good enough to be released for?
Apparently.
This guy's got a big opinion of himself. That's nothing. He doesn't even know where it is. That's nothing.
We all hear this.
Yeah, like I'm whispering, but I'm not trying to be like quiet.
I love how you two are just watching me and Shadow be good cop, bad cop.
I mean, not that it has any like mechanical advantage. I did beat the shit out of him, and I'm in the room too. So it's just like, okay, buddy, if we want to do this, I'll beat the shit out of you again.
Sensing that this is the end of the questioning, I will ask Shed Boy to take Yarno Glassstaff back to the cage, the cell. And I will say, well, think about your freedom. I'm not. Well, we'll think about your freedom. I need a good rest. Just sit tight for us, okay?
All right, and Fred drags him, still in the chair, over to the cell. Closes the door. What all do you guys do from here?
Look, I just said all that. I'm making a cool exit.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, I don't want to discuss anything else in front of Glassstaff, so at least like leaving his immediate area, so we can't hear anything to speak about. I don't know if we want to talk about anything else here, but
I think we should talk outside of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not get too far away.
So yeah, we'll just reconvene so we're still within eye shot of the building.
Okay. So Oh wait, no, we didn't talk about that. Do we
And I,
want to keep an eye on them overnight, just in case with the doubles?
and I like glance over to Mal. I'm like, well, it's not too clear whether or not Sildar's a doppelganger or not.
Yeah, I didn't love that the previous bandit is suddenly now a jail keeper. That seems odd. Seems like an odd promotion.
He seemed pretty earnest, but he's similar to that goblin, probably just a follower. Probably just does what he's told to do and doesn't really put much thought into it. So I think he seemed pretty earnest about it. But it could just be that Sildar's not Sildar. It's strange. I mean, taking over the town is one thing, because that town master's pretty freaking incompetent, but to throw him in jail is a bit strange. I don't know why he would need to do that.
Yeah, it seems a little fishy, but I mean, until we get better information, I don't know what we can really do about it.
Mm-hmm. The only concern I'd have is if we go out, take a nap, come back, and they're all gone.
Yeah, I mean, the only way is to then put our own guards on them, and then we have the worry about our people also being taken over by doppelgangers again, which means then we have to have 2 people up at all the time. And that's really going to slow us down for anything we want to do while we're still in the town, at least.
I'm overthinking this. If they're a problem, we'll just punch them again. It's as simple as that. Simple as.
So I'm a problem. So let's talk. I'm joking.
I also wanted to ask, how do we... So we found a lot of money in that manor, and I'm sure a bit of it came from the town. How much of that do we want to give back to the town? I can give us straight up numbers. The amount of coinage that we found in there is 330 gold, 408 silver, 75 copper, and 22 electrum. So like it is a hefty sum of money that was gathered in there.
All the electrum can go back to the town.
That's it.
Look, it's a steep price for saving their town.
But it's not our money.
Do you have money?
Yes.
Oh.
We
I
got
was expecting
paid
that question.
before. But if we take it, we're just taking money away from town like they did.
So 60-40, 50-50, what are we thinking?
I think we should give all of it back.
All of it?
I don't say that out loud, but me as a player doesn't want to give it all back.
All right. Here's the plan I have, all right? So sometimes when you don't want to give something back to someone, you give it to them under certain circumstances which they might want to give it back to you, right? Whether that's coercing them into, say, feeling guilty about something or whatnot. Here's my idea. We make a holiday. Based around the idea of no more red brands, right? It's Phandalin Freedom Days, or
That sounds problematic. Hold on.
No. So what do we do? It's no more red brands,
No.
right? Phandalin Freedom Days, something like that. I don't care. You just want to make it catchy to say. But the idea is we host a thing at one of the taverns, right? And we just let the tavern owner know that, hey, we're going to have this celebration, what we can do. And what's going to happen is we're going to give people back money, which they're at the tavern. They can celebrate this festival. They'll give money back to the tavern keeper. But because we're giving him so much business, he then pays us a percentage of the money that we're getting back, right? See? So what we're doing here is we're going to make sure that everyone's getting their money, but they're in a spot where they're going to want to give money right back to us as part of this celebration and holiday, right? So then we're still getting a cut, and they don't have to be none the wiser that we're just getting money back from them. And we don't have to do any of the work because it's the tavern keeper who's going to be hosting this thing and doing all the beverage serving and whatnot. Phandalin Freedom Days. And then every year they can give us money because we saved them. Setting ourselves up a nice retirement plan.
What if we give back like 80% of all of the coin, and then keep the other, and then split like that amongst us as the like we help save your town from bandits fee?
Yeah, how about we just keep 100 gold, split it 4 ways between us. 25 gold each. And then give the rest back to the town.
In the form of a holiday giveaway, so everyone knows.
In the form of a sack with all the gold in it.
But now you have to start thinking about how it's even to distribute this stuff, or it's going to go to every door. Leave a sack there.
I mean, just give us a Sildar. He turns corrupt, whatever.
I don't know if we should just give it to Sildar.
While they're having this conversation, I'm just gonna lean over to Mal and say, I'm gonna go be by myself for a little bit. I'll be back at the tavern later.
Are you okay?
No. I just want some time to myself.
Okay, I'm nervous about you going by yourself totally because of Doppelganger.
That's fair.
So we are gonna have a code word that we're gonna establish right now that we can change later.
Okay.
It's going to be raspberry.
Will the doppelgangers know that?
I don't know, but there's at least something. We don't know what they know, so we can at least start with that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you at the tavern later. As Amaris and Shadow are still figuring out the
now you see a
they're
game show
walking
would
away.
be better, as they will be
Oh, it's not too
competing
bad
for
of an
their
idea
gold.
then. Because then we don't have to give it to everyone specifically. We can just have them try to earn back their money. I'm just saying there's a way we can elevate our own selves here. Get a little bit back.
Are we even gonna come back to this place?
Hopefully never again in my life unless I'm collecting yearly tribute.
I'm going to set aside 100 gold for us to keep, and then put all of the rest of the coinage in like a separate bag for however we want to distribute it.
We have time to think about this. We don't have
Is
to
there
worry
a
too much.
donation pile somewhere?
Okay, so you three, as you're holding this bag of money outside the town master's hall, what are you going to do from here?
I mean, we really got to rest, right? Like most of everyone.
Did we want to keep an eye on them?
Oh, you know, I finally convinced myself that I don't care now, because if they're a problem later, we'll just beat the shit out of them.
Wait, where'd Faenya go?
Faenya needed a little bit of time away. We set up a password for when she comes back. It's raspberry. So that hopefully if she
It's what?
Whispering raspberry.
Raz what?
Okay. Hopefully when you get replaced by doppelganger, they don't get all of your memories. We got to at least start somewhere with how this is going to work out. It felt like a good starting point.
If I were ever duplicated, replaced, I don't know the word, I would have just talked to you guys in your mind. I don't think they can replicate that.
Yeah, I mean, that is easy. I didn't think about it because Faenya can just turn into very specific looking creatures. I don't know if she can do that all of the time.
Could they replicate blight? Isn't
don't
she
know.
blighted?
I don't know. There's a lot of great questions that we don't know about doppelgangers.
Where's Waldo? Yeah, we're just gonna head back to our cots, beds.
Okay, so you guys head back to the tavern. Faenya, what are you doing?
Can I use my druidness and try to sense the closest grouping of trees?
Sure. The closest grouping would be to, according to this map, probably to the west over here. That's probably the closest
Okay.
grouping, unless you wanted to go back to the secret
I think-
entrance.
I think I'd head up towards that one if I sense that being near. So start heading northwest, and get to those trees and try to find a spot within them to kind of settle in and use my natural deer-like camouflage to try and blend in as much as I can. And just kind of sit down, and reflect on how all of my family and people I know are dead because somebody wanted to give power to other people. And it's just a luck of the draw if they even get to use that power or not. So yeah, she will reflect on that, and she'll probably use the speak with trees feature just to have something to talk to about these feelings. Yeah, she'll sit in there for an hour, have a little short rest in the trees, reflecting on this.
Is there anything specifically you're trying to figure out from the trees, or you're just kind of consoling in them?
It's more of a consoling thing, like the thing where you ask questions like why would they do this and those kind of things, like the things you ask where you aren't necessarily getting answers from, but it's more of just venting your frustrations and sorrow through talking.
Mhm. Yep. All right. And after that hour, we'll head back to the tavern. Actually, when you guys enter the tavern, Shadow, you see a familiar figure sitting at the cornermost table. You know it as Darren Eatermath.
Darren Eaterman. The Orchard Man.
Mm-hmm.
Eater what?
Yeah.
You know.
And
Oh.
he kind of gives you a signal to come sit with him.
I'm gonna go to the bar first. Get a drink and order up some food, and then I'll head over.
Okay. And as you sit down, he sets a pin in front of you, and the pin is a picture of a gauntlet, and it's
Yeah,
holding a
gauntlet,
sword face
Ripping
down.
sword, yeah.
How would you feel about joining the Order of the Gauntlet?
I don't know if you said anything to me about what it is. We got interrupted last time we were chatting. What is the gauntlet exactly?
The Order is here to smite evil, enforce justice, enact retribution, and subjugate anyone who tries to harm others.
I know we didn't really talk a whole lot, but unfortunately, I should be a little forthcoming here. My main vocation is hurting other people.
For the right thing.
Money.
Well, you can get money through the Order. But, as I promised, you took out the red brands. And I have another quest, if you'd like to accept it. You don't have to join the order.
If it fits in my schedule and it pays well, maybe. We're kind of got quite a lot of on our hands, it seems, with creating power vacuums and hunted down our previous employer. What you got for me?
Well, no money this time around, but I do have some magic boots. There's been some reports over to the northeast hills of Phandalin about some undead in the area. Back in the day, it was known as the Old Owl Well. It's only about a few days to get there.
2 days. So, what was the name of that place?
Old Owl Well.
Interesting.
You see, back in the day, an ancient empire known as Netheril used to be there. And maybe some magic has sprung up from the dormant state that it's in. I'd like you to investigate the area. See what the deal is.
What do these boots do?
I'll let you know when you complete my quest. They came in handy quite a bit in my adventuring days, but I'm a bit too old now.
I just want to make it clear, you're asking me to go several days out of my way to fight undead for boots I don't know what they do.
Well, I'll just let you know that they'll be awfully useful to you. Especially to someone of your stature.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna run it by my allies. See what they're thinking, just because we do have a lot to do here. If we make time for it, I'll let you know. But I'm not going to make any promises right yet, just because, again, it's traveling several days in the opposite direction of where I think I was going to go tomorrow to fight undead. For some used boots that I don't know what they do. Not saying I will say no. I'm just saying I'll let you know.
Well, I appreciate you not making any false promises. But, you know where to find me.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go get my food. Probably head up to my room. And then I'll probably, eat.
Fair enough. And he just leans back, puts his boots up on the table, and starts sipping on some ale.
Oh, just curious now, actually. What do you know about this black spider? Does that sound familiar to you?
Haven't heard nothing of this black spider you speak of.
So I was a drow woman who took our former employer, and I imagine it's not easy for too many drow to be coming up to the surface without being known thing, I guess.
You know he's a drow, right?
Yeah, that's why
Okay.
I'm asking him specifically about that. It's just because he probably has a lot more cultural understanding
Mm-hmm.
of drow than I ever would.
Okay.
But I just assumed he might have a better idea.
A drow woman, you say? Well, I fled from there because they're awful to the men down there. Did you mention that she was a woman?
Yes.
Now, a female drow. That's a bit strange. Well, I'll keep my eyes and ears out. I'll let you know if I hear or see anything.
All right. Good chat. Then I'll go do my business.
All right. The rest of you go up to your room, start mowing down on some food. And Faenya, after a while, you head back to the inn.
I think Mal is waiting downstairs in the inn until Faenya comes back, and then would head upstairs afterward.
Okay. Faenya returns after the hour.
Yep.
All right, so you see
you-
Faenya. Go ahead.
Are you feeling better?
Comparatively.
Okay, that's good to hear. Did you see anything interesting?
There were some nice trees.
Any other, perhaps, plant life?
Oh, did you want me to say raspberries?
Yeah, okay. Everyone else has gone up to their rooms, I think mostly probably to rest for the night. I just wanted to make sure you got back okay.
Well, thank you for looking out for me again.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys head back up to your rooms. We are going to level up here in just a second, but we got a few dream sequences. We'll start with Faenya.
I'm dead.
Faenya, you fall into your slumber and you fall into this recurring nightmare that you have of your community being overtaken by this blight and people running around in a panic. And now that you think about it, you remember that there were spiders inflicting this blight upon the people around you. And while you were running, you have a hunch that some others escaped, not with you, but were also able to escape from this blight. And that's where we'll end your dream sequence. The next dream will have Amaris. Amaris,
He's taking the girlies out first.
go ahead and roll me a d20.
course you. That is a 14.
14. Typical to you, before actually falling asleep, you begin to have this headache that is just mind-splitting in pain, but you're able to ease the amount of pain that's happening. For some reason, as you fall asleep, you feel a very deep connection to Phandalin specifically. It's hard to explain, but this almost feels like your home.
Let me put in the journal.
Next, we have Shadow. Shadow, you continue to have dreams of you with your old community training, you training with other people in your community, receiving the background that you have, and as you begin to, hand-to-hand combat, you punch through your friend, and they disappear into a smoke of light. Is this what happened to your community? It's hard to say. And Mal, in your past, you recall of what it was that your group of people was trying to accomplish, and you kind of focus in on this thought for a second. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 10.
And as you begin to recall this information, you feel your arms with that burning sensation that you felt before, and the area around you turns black, and in front of you all you see are the eyes of a dragon, but not just any dragon. This is Tiamat, glaring at you. And as you fade away from the area, you can see that there's a green dragon within this area. And based on your past, you know that your cult is trying to release Tiamat. And this green dragon might have something to do with that. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. And after this, you guys will all level up to level 3. We'll have a few things to figure out for next time, I believe. But other than that, thank you very much for joining us. I've had a lot of fun playing and getting to experiment with some things in terms of the campaign. And of course, if you haven't already, please check out my players at their various socials. They do some really awesome stuff over at the IDL and Swindler's Den and Don't Find Kyle. And we'll see you next time.